The scene begins with a young Iranian named Ali Yani. With Iran at war against Iraq and the United States playing for the opposing team, Ali's parents decide to send him to the land of opportunity and giant fast food, also known as California. Before leaving, his mother gives him a sentimental gift. A key. That's right, a simple key. And no, it doesn't open a secret passage to hidden treasure. It's just a reminder of home. Upon arrival, Ali goes to live with his uncle Haz, who has as much trouble being accepted in the neighborhood as a kebab vendor at a Texas barbecue festival. Ali's school life begins exactly like any movie about a foreign kid trying to fit in the US, with lots of bullying. The local bully, Mike, decides that calling Ali a terrorist is a fun pastime. To top it off, the poor guy even throws away the lunch his uncle prepared after his classmates make fun of the food. The only kind soul seems to be Christy, a classmate who works at her family's restaurant and is about to get a serious scolding from her mother because of her bad grades. Feeling sympathetic, Ali offers to help, and to his surprise, she accepts. Meanwhile, our protagonist discovers a sport that could be the solution to his existential crisis: wrestling. Fascinated by a school tournament, he decides to join the team but is blocked by Coach Plyler, who has less interest in rookies than a French restaurant has in ketchup. Still, Ali insists and gets a chance to prove himself against Jimmy, one of the team members. Of course, with no experience whatsoever, he gets crushed like a mosquito on a windshield. But his fighting spirit impresses the coach, who decides to let him join the team. Everything seems to be improving until Haz delivers the bad news. He's broke, and Ali will have to return to Iran. The boy is devastated, but when his uncle sees him wearing the wrestling team shirt, Haz has an epiphany. He decides to train Ali and reveal his own glorious past as a wrestler. And so, between training sessions and study sessions with Christy, Ali begins his journey of growth. The big day arrives, and Ali finally has his chance to shine at the inter-school tournament. As the script demands, he gets beaten badly at first while the crowd enjoys throwing unimaginative insults at him. But Haz shouts from the stands what every wise coach always says: "Don't give up." Inspired, Ali fights back, turns the game around, and wins the match. His victory doesn't please Principal Skinner, who fears the crowd's reaction, but Coach Plyler ignores him completely because, let's face it, Ali was the only wrestler from the school to win a match. And let's be honest, when your team is losing, you can't afford to dismiss your best athlete, even if he has an exotic accent. Ali continues to train, wins more and more competitions, and in an emotional moment, his teammates finally accept him, gifting him a team jacket. This marks a turning point for the boy who was once ridiculed, proving that true sportsmanship transcends nationalities. The movie was inspired by the real-life story of Ali Afshar, an Iranian who faced similar challenges and used wrestling to carve out his place in the US. If I were in Ali's shoes, I definitely wouldn't have thrown away the lunch my uncle made with love, because good food is a gift from the gods. But back to the story. Ali and Christy were living a classic high school romance. Improving grades, cute moments, and even a brilliant plan to sneak into a private pool with friends to celebrate. Everything was going well until the homeowner showed up. Everyone escaped, except for Ali and Christy, who stood frozen in the pool like two fish out of water. Luckily, the owner gave up and left, letting them celebrate their escape. But while Ali was worried about not getting caught, a real shark was starting to notice him. Roman, the undefeated high school wrestling champion, who felt his reign threatened by the prodigy newcomer. Determined to keep his crown, Roman decided to drop weight to compete against Ali. Meanwhile, Ali was already facing much bigger challenges. Besides wrestling, he also had to deal with racism from the crowd. His coach, worried about the insults, ordered Ali to hide during a match. The problem was that, while hiding, Ali overheard Christy telling her friend Wendy that she would never date him, making some pretty prejudiced comments. As if fighting in the ring wasn't enough, Ali now had to fight heartbreak too. Full of anger, he unleashed his frustration in his next match, knocking out his opponent in record time, even earning a clap from the strict Principal Skinner. But not everything was a victory. Roman made sure to remind Ali that the real battle was still to come. Back home, Ali told his uncle Haz about Roman's challenge. Haz, always ready with a genius plan, studied the rival's fights and noticed that his weakness was balance. With this, he taught Ali special locking techniques to dismantle his opponent. The problem was that Ali's insecurity was growing faster than a championship crowd. Haz then asked the big question, "Are you afraid of anyone?" Inspired, Ali finally decided to face his biggest fear, Bully Mike. In the middle of the hallway, Ali challenged Mike and, for the first time, didn't run away from the fight. This would have been epic if not for the tiny detail that Skinner appeared and expelled him from the team for starting a fight. Ali basically traded a moment of glory for a one-way ticket to the bench. While Ali was lamenting his luck, Coach Plyler made an unexpected offer to Haz. Become the team's assistant coach, since his methods were working. Meanwhile, Christy, feeling guilty, begged for a second chance and even planted a kiss on Ali in the middle of school, to the horror of the gossiping crowd. With his heart patched up and motivation renewed, Ali ran to the principal's office and asked for another chance to compete. Skinner initially resisted, but he gave in after hearing Ali's story and seeing his mother's amulet, a key that symbolized his resilience. Thus, Ali returned to the team and secured his spot in the final tournament, ready to silence his critics and, on top of that, take revenge on Roman in a spectacular way. On the day of the grand final, Ali's team had already been wiped out, leaving him as the school's last hope. Before the match, Haz refused to celebrate with friends and went home, but in a tragic twist, he got into a fatal accident. Devastated, Ali almost gave up, but upon seeing his uncle's empty seat, he found the strength to continue. The first round was a disaster. Roman threw Ali around like a rag doll. But in the second round, Roman committed a foul, and Ali saw the perfect opportunity to strike back. Remembering Haz's techniques, he started turning the tide. The crowd, once skeptical, erupted in cheers as Ali executed the final lock, defeating Roman. Gold medal secured, and to top it off, Ali earned a college scholarship. Not bad for a kid who started his journey by getting kicked out of a pool. In the end, Ali and Christy visited Haz's grave, and as a symbolic gesture, Ali left his medal on his uncle's tombstone. It was a beautiful tribute, but honestly, I would have kept the medal and made it into a keychain so I'd never lose another fight. And speaking of things I would or wouldn't do, I would have never let Roman get close to my weight class to challenge me. If it were me, I would have started eating burgers to move up a category and avoid that nightmare. Now tell me, if you were in Ali's shoes, would you have forgiven Christy after hearing what she said behind his back? I wouldn't. That's too much fakery for me. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. See you next time.